name is William McMahon. I'd like to welcome you all to this first instructional rendering through the Art League of Jacksonville and our online presence, Art League Online. My dear friend and brother, Altrell Holland, is modeling for me. Rio Davis taking care of the production. I'm going to start out by introducing you to the materials that I'm using. I'm using a Faber-Castell Jumbo pencil. I'm going to be using just a regular number 2 pencil. I like this one because it has Matthew Patterson's name on it. Then I'm going to have my 0.5 mechanical pencil, 0.3 mechanical pencil, my Tombow Mono Zero eraser, my sand eraser, and my Faber-Castell pencil sharpener. Alright, I'm going to take a moment before I start drawing to evaluate the model. I am personally familiar with Altrell's aesthetics because he's been kind enough to model for us many times, but even with that being said, I'm going to still take a moment to evaluate, take a moment to get situated, trying to get nice and comfortable, make sure that my drawing surface is stable, studying the model. My eyes are going to be on the model more than my page. I'm thinking about the beginning of my piece, where am I going to place the model, how large do I want the drawing to be, how much of the shoulders do I want to include, etc. Before you start any of your drawings, try to come up with a plan. Don't be in a hurry to draw. Take your time to study your model and formulate a plan. That's the most important part. When I am ready to start drawing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be holding my mark making tool closer towards the base. This is going to facilitate loose, searching, longer marks. When I'm going to try to get more detail and precision, I'm going to be holding my mark making tool closer to the tip here. That's going to create better precision, and it's going to create my ability to press harder. Alright, I'm going to place Altrell sort of here, and I'm going to include his neck and his shoulders. I'm not going to do much of the torso. I recently have started enjoying, I enjoy it, but I found it to be helpful to start drawing from the outer part of the eye socket opposite me. So here I am, and from this point, I'm kind of finding the angle going up and out towards his brow ridge, and the angle going down and out towards his cheekbone. Everything is light, everything is a search. And you'll see how much I'm looking at the model. After watching Kevin draw for years, it has become apparent to me that it really seems as though he's looking at the model and just glancing at his paper, making sure that his marks are in the right place. So I'm just keeping everything light. Keep your drawings light. Don't be in any sort of hurry to apply pressure. And don't be in any sort of hurry to add your details into the drawing. We're trying to get information down the page that we are then able to respond. I'm trying to kind of give myself a map, give myself a nice structure that I can then go in and start thinking about where I want to put my emphasis, where I want to put my details, my value range, and such, create my focal point. Everything is a search right now. Everything is light. My eyes are on the model. I'm trying to work general to specific. I'm not worried about perfection right now. What I'm trying to do is get information down on my page that I'm then able to evaluate, respond to, and modify accordingly. That's why it's so important to keep it light. At this point in the drawing, as far as this being a video, this is the first instructional video that I've done. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm drawing, so we'll figure that out later. But I'm keeping my drawing light, and you will start seeing it more and more as I go. Early on in the drawing too, it's very important to try to establish your neck. People have a tendency to want to just put the neck in the middle of the head and have it straight up and down. People think of a neck, it's like, okay, draw a neck. Sweet. I need to get out of the habit of thinking of a neck like that. Think of the neck as being a cylinder that fits into a flattened out diamond-shaped collarbone or clavicle region. Really check. Really, really look. Where's the neck beginning? What's the angle at? I see the neck beginning sort of mid-chin, angling back just slightly. And really, we also have a tendency to think head, then neck, then shoulders. Right now, from my perspective, I'm seeing Auttrell's shoulder, this angle kind of coming out from his chin too. Like that. Easiest. Alright. Now really, whenever I'm doing a portrait drawing, my goal is going to be to achieve lightness in my drawing without rendering any of the facial features. I want you all to recognize that this drawing is Auttrell just based off of the shape of the head and the angle of the neck. That's the goal of every drawing. People have a tendency to want to jump in, do the fun stuff. Oh, I want to go and render the eyes, draw the nose, do the details, show the texture of the hair, that sort of thing. Take your time. Try to get the structure of your drawing down first. That's the most important part, is to get the shape of the head down first. Then we move into features, details, values. People have a tendency to make the top of the head and the back of the head too small rather than too large. People also might have the tendency to have ears creep too far forward into the face, towards the facial. Make sure your ear is beyond the jawline. I will encourage people to squint at what they're drawing. The purpose of squinting is to break down details and to accentuate shadow shapes. Right now, this is our first drawing. I'm going to be showing you more. The focus today is on structure and on how to begin a drawing. In future demonstration drawings, we'll be having distinct light sources and we'll be focusing more on shadow shapes and whatnot. That'll be more for future lessons. Once I get the general shape of the head down and I'm feeling fairly confident in that, the next step for me is to establish the vertical axis. Where is the center of the face vertically? Don't let the tip of the nose throw you off on that. This is not your vertical axis. The tip of the nose, that is a form protruding off the face. You really want to think about where is the center of the face. So right in between where his eyebrows are, this will be vertical axis, and his philtrum, that will be vertical axis too. The philtrum is an incredibly important landmark because it shows you the center of the face, the bottom half of the face. Okay. I'm going to come down here. Vertical axis, something like this. Next, I'm going to try to identify the horizontal axis. Generically, a human head, the center of the eyes, where the eye socket, or excuse me, where the tear duct is, that's going to be about halfway up the head, but every person's a little bit different. When I look for horizontal axis, I try to find where's the center of the eyes. I'm a little bit below Auttrell, and based on my angle, I see his head tilted just slightly, so I'm not going to draw a straight line. I'm really envisioning the horizontal axis to be more like this. Next, I'm going to go in and try to start thinking about bone structure. I try to establish eye sockets early on in my drawing. This, what I'm drawing now, I refer to as the mask. Eye sockets I conceptualize as being in between squares and circles, a more geometric circle or more organic square. Then my outer eye socket edge, the brow ridge, this is a bit more protection above the eyes. The brow ridge is where our eyebrows rest on. Temporal ridge, cheekbone. So temporal ridge, the brow ridge, the outer eye socket, the cheekbone. If we conceptualize the human head as being more of a rectangle and less of an egg, we think about the head being divided into 4 planes. You would think one plane defined by temporal ridge, brow ridge, outer eye socket, cheekbone, one plane face, one plane, and then one plane back here. Now I'm going to keep bouncing around my drawing I want to progress the drawing as a whole. And this is the case for all of my drawings, not just for portrait or figure. I don't want to get caught up in details early on. I want to be bouncing around the drawing, evaluating as I go. Now this here is known as a muzzle. That's a shape. When I want to try to think of the human head as being shapes fitting into shapes. Now I'm going to look for his philtrum, little teardrop shape underneath the nose, vertical axis, lips. We dip underneath the philtrum. Now I can see that this half of the mouth is closer to me. I'm seeing more of this lip. The upper lip is going to be 3 muscles. 1 muscle, 2 muscle, 3 muscle. The lower lip is going to be 2 muscles. The lower lip generally is flatter and fuller than the upper lip. We want to block in the shape of the lips, but then we don't want to have outlines around the lips. Searching, searching, searching. Shapes fitting into shapes. Pencil moving. You want to feel like you're sculpting your drawing. In and out. Now, when it comes to ears, I have a formula that I'll share with you all later on how to render cartilage within the ear. That for me is a sort of general generic formula. What I do look for when I'm drawing an actual model though is shape of the ear, how close it is to the face, how far out it protrudes, etc., where it aligns. So for me, I see that the top of the ear is aligning with about the upper eyebrow and nostril. It looks like the lower part of the ear is aligning with around his bottom of his nose. A little more specific on the shape of the ear. Really, what is this angle of the back of the neck? It's going to be a 20-minute demonstration video. Got about 7 more minutes. We'll see what all I can do. I block in the kind of shape of Autreel's hair. We're going to be doing a lot of videos for you all moving forward, and Autrell is going to be modeling in future videos as well. You'll get to see Autrell's drawings, you'll get to see Rio do demonstration drawings and paintings, but I will draw Autrell multiple times. So there's different parts of his features that we'll tackle for different lessons. Again, today is more how to begin a portrait drawing. Again, right now, everything is staying light. Everything is a search. No values, no details. One thing that I love doing is checking, dropping a vertical line from the tear duct and seeing where that aligns from me. From this angle, and that's going to change based off angles. I see Autrell's tear duct is in, beyond, in towards the center of the face. Just a little bit in from the edge of his nostril. You want to conceptualize eyes as not being white almond-shaped things, but being full 3-dimensional spheres, existing in a recessed area, the eye socket, encapsulated by eyelids that have depth and dimension. The deepest part of the human face, besides the orifices such as the nostril opening or the opening of the mouth, is going to be the upper inner eye socket. My anatomy instructor in graduate school, Bonnie Skolarski, she always advocated for sketching in the whole sphere for the eye as a reminder for how large that is, and then just lightly blocking in the eye sockets as a reminder that that whole eye socket is a recessed area. Eyebrows in day-to-day life are maybe something that we don't pay too much attention to. However, if we're going to be doing a portrait drawing, they're very important in terms of achieving lightness. So I'm going to try to kind of block in the shape of Autrell's eyebrows. Similar to lips, I'm going to pay a lot. I'll block the eyebrows in. I'll block in the shape and the angle of the eyebrows. But then when it's time to do my rendering, I get rid of the outlines. We want to block in. We want to pay a lot of attention to the shape of lips and the shape of eyebrows, but we don't want to outline them. We block in the shape, and then we get rid of it we replace the edges with hatch marks to show the viewer that texture. In and out, continuing to search, going throughout the drawing. In and out, in and out. Think of drawing as a push and a pull. I haven't really been using my eraser yet, although I'm a huge advocate for the eraser. Everything is so light right now, I'm still searching, coming in and out. It could be a good thing. If you haven't seen me do this yet, use your non-dominant hand. If you're right-handed, use your left hand. Take one of your tools, hold it up, check your angles. Drop verticals. Like I said, if I drop a vertical from this tear duct, it's coming in this nostril. If I drop a vertical from the edge of his lip, where does the edge of his lip align? Right around the center of the eye. That looks good. Shapes fitting into shapes. Soft fleshy pad texture coating, extra protection there. Angle of the shoulders, really check that. Now I'm gradually moving towards specificity. Still no values. In general, we want to think about the mantra upper lip dark, lower lip light. If that's the case, if you're lit from above, which we almost always are. Muzzle. Checking my angles. If you're not able to achieve accurate proportions, angles, and relationships, you can do all the rendering you want and all the details and value that you want, but you're not going to achieve likeness. So don't be in a hurry to push details, don't be in a hurry to push values. Stay in your search phase as long as possible. All right, I'm going to go for about 1 more minute here. I miss seeing everybody a great deal. There's a real void in my life. Altrell and Rio and I and Sean are going to try to help fill that void with this sort of thing. I want everyone to get involved. We've established a Discord server to be able to share artwork, to be able to get critiques, share music, anything we want. Just now establishing Art League Online. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're going to be trying to put out some awesome content for you guys. We're going to work hard. We're going to have fun doing it. Thank you all so much. Thanks, Altrell. Thank you, Rio.